Sangma la tashi de lu shukuyu. Changju chudu semye be sanamindo, semjen tamje sanje go bangla kuku yin, te chidu nge ngondo nyamsa langi yu nyambi kolongi, saldabro nang.
I'm saying Dashidele to everyone.
Guru Bema Bawo Kandru Sodan Jeba Damji Ku Kardab Sunda Ge Ngaji Loyang Tuji Kongba
So please
Rekbarang
give
Sharji
rise
Ngo
to the
Tala
mind of
Tede
the awakened
Tadrige
ones,
Tadan Chet
or the thought
Silchembu
of
Dunye Namgara
establishing all sentient beings to the state of
Jambara
the Buddhahood. With this mind,
Jelama
we are practicing this
Gandro
Ngöndro text.
Medala do je
So please read with me the awakening from the sleep of ignorance.
Purarendo benal jorenge Shinkajene zoje benjer Palamanje jeje jone Lungaye danyo mene bar Tende zangwe beden lamba Le Jawar de Jiran Lanju Nere Nyam Gejin de Ro Tarajin de Nyerdro Bayi Kelamagan de Zonam Ye Medagin Gozom Jin Ye Medage go zomje lo Medage go zomje lo Lazo ane tine Lazo lungro salgi ane lungro nyamdo saro nang
Next is exhaling the still breath. So please do it with me.
나서 되는 데네 양 무드네 송로낭 발덴 자웨 라마 렘보제 다게 조 베메 덴조 라 가든 쳔베 고네 제조 고존 도제 ngöndro zaldo zo Tuzun sanje tam jige ngobo lama rimbo jige Dagi ju minjin cholwara jingi labdo zul sablam je dom Jevara jin jula jevara jingi labdo
Okay.
Tsedini la wazal zoba jim
in the next
Lamjo
session.
dar jim bara jingi labdo zul Tuzum sanje tam jigi ngobo lama rimbo jigi Dagi ju minjin cholwara jingi labdo zul Sablam je doba je bara jin jula je wara jingi labdo zul Sedeni la wazal zoba jimbe lamjo darjim jingi labdo zul Tuzum sanje dam jigi ngobo lama rimbo jigi Dagi ju minjin cholwara jingi labdo Sablam je doba je bara jin jula je wara jingi labdo Sedeni la wazal zoba jimbe lamjo darjim jingi labdo zul Zolwan de zo lama rimbo je tobe bodo jinjin chegi kalme dala reza gelem tuye yermen je bara jingi lo Kema dage juden kangne jan taljurun dine shindu nye baranga Ola so tene nga zo tanda Ngöndro jire man nang ne taljur nye kawa di komye ji ta tuzu le de yure ne ta tenji tuzum sanje tam jige la so ba soldem dön yong du ne zawe lama dang guru baje yerme ba de la no solo tse ji du tam ne ane tanda nga taljur nye kawa di gongu yo zang taljur nye kawa gyula yakbo jewar shos jewar jinje labdo sol sono dos no sola da be bare
So now in the wonder practice, we have reached at the point of contemplating or practicing the difficulties of obtaining the freedoms and the advantages.
ane ne jela lama wegi nambala shuwa chene ane sozo gi jizu ne ma tim ne rani gi kosum da lame kosum tozum yerme don gyursong samgo gore
So, as we have been supplicating the Buddhas of the three times, and the as well as Guru Rinpoche, which is also identical to our root gurus, so we are asking their blessing so that we are able to practice this point, the practice of the difficulties of obtaining the freedoms and advantages.
ane da de jela tene nga zo taljur Milu Rinpoche de Nye Kale Kabo, Nyana Pendo Chambu, Yobajin Du, Nilan, Gawagum Gogure.
And next, we have to visualize our gurus in the form of the light and just dissolving from our head into our entire bodies and our mind, speech, body, and guru's body, speech, mind are completely mingled. So we have to contemplate it in this way. Oh, sorry.
Nandi Komyong Du, Sobo Changbo, Dan Lobo Che, and then Lagbani, Yana Nyamsha, Jichado, Chena Dele.
Yes, sorry, the internet is not very good here. Anyway, as the freedoms and the advantages are not very easy to obtain, and once it is obtained, then it is very precious and a good opportunity. It's a very precious things. So therefore, we having these freedoms and advantages of the human bodies, we have to rejoice.
Olazo, that in Jishoba Najan Milu de Top Kabo, Tona Pendo Chubu, Yoba de Dana Topson, Yagala, Nyama Sozo, Kawachos, Komrona.
So to do the practice here, we have to sit straight, at the same time relax our body straight and relax. Then our hand, we can place it in the center, just how Khenpo demonstrated, or we can place both our hands on our thighs or on our legs. So now please take a moment and contemplate that we have obtained this precious human body, which is very difficult to obtain, actually. But now we have it, and we are very happy with it, and we are rejoicing with it. So please contemplate that for a moment.
So, the condition Milu Rinpoche, Top Kale Kabore, Salabayina. Milu Rinpoche de la Taljur, Milu Sanalabu Yobare. Ne Taljur Nanata, Tanbo, Nazo, Talwa Gola Kejesheri, Ne Talwa Siduzana, Komgu Yubi Kejare, Kari Komgure Siduzana, Chue Cheala, Komgu Yobare.
And if we ask, or if we think how this human body is precious, and how difficult it is to obtain the freedoms and the riches. So first, we will talk about the freedoms here, and this freedom is referred to the ability or the time we have for practicing
다
dhammas.
딘조 간데레스인데 당보 니냐와 세컨드 차기요래 니냐위 삼전 딘조 하자 동할 슈크체장네 최제 공부요 말에
Then, if we think there are people or beings who do not find freedoms for practicing dhammas, or there are conditions that obstacles us finding the time to practice dhamma, then there are in
콜라
total
사냥
8
다냐ල්
obstacles
녜세
that
녜코로 체비네 레시 요래
do not allow us to practice dhamma. Then the first, so among the 8 the obstacles, the first one is the health, and those health beings are unable to practice dhamma. They don't have freedoms to practice dhamma.
주콜마다 초주콜마다 다 된소 예르미제 만다오다 데네라서 보통을 나브레나 소뇽뇽드 아니 최제다 장주 이섬제다
So there are 4 types of beings in the hell realms. Those who are experiencing hot, extreme hot, those who are experiencing extreme cold, and then the other 2 are the neighboring hells and the ephemeral hells.
바로바로 최제주 고급 시라망 부여받으라네 가와 공부래 뒤에는 교즈 공부로나
So then beings in this hot hell realms, those who are experiencing hot, then they are always suffered, extremely suffered by being very hot, being completely scorched, like boiled in hot waters. So then, experiencing things in that way, they do not find times and freedoms to practice dharmas and give rise to bodhicittas, give rise to compassions, and contemplate impermanence and so forth. They are unable to do those practices. And we, human beings who are in the human range, we have the freedoms. We are not like the beings in the hells. We have complete freedoms, and we are able to practice those things, the bodhicitta, compassions, and impermanence. So we have to rejoice for that fact. So we are being able to practice Dharma properly. So please, for a moment, contemplate on this, the fortunes we have.
so tine nyawala da tanya seganji yungu yure tanya den hajang ge changmo sashi kangbo chakba dirajin no sobu tumbo mongbo ke tang ane tangar shukche chang ne ane tungal samji mejabu yungu yure tenzo ji jang ane cheche tigu mebare tela samlo tang yungu ane tanda nga zo ane cheche kukabra indu ane soso nang gawa dang ane poba jeba baba indu ane dende je ane kyuza samlo tang ro nang
Okay, next is the cold hell beings, and those beings in the cold hell, they are always suffering tremendously from being very extremely cold. For them, the entire world is like icebox. They are freezingly cold for them. So they are always cold and freezing. So compared to those beings, then us, we are very fortunate and we have complete freedoms and abilities to practice Dharma. So in that way, please take a moment and contemplate in this fortunate fact of us.
so nanda nang shindo nyawala nyekor seganji yure ne chanyal jebo denzo je takola ne ta mema murji wobda ronya je dam la soba ne tongal nambe na son yong yong du ne konzo tongal de la taro ma je be kange kangla ne tsezo lu yure ne denzo je ne chue segande je ta kawa kawa chue sam la ten ko na kala ka ba shirare de yure tila de ne tanang arang milun rinpoche de top ne chue che kogab na chue samlo da kogab rawa de la ne kawa kum go yure tian kyu samlo da ro na
So next is the hell of the the beings in the neighboring hells. Those beings, also similar to the other two hell beings, they are always suffering tremendously. and in all the possible extreme and uh, the bad and inconceivable way, there are always sufferings. And compared to those, then we human beings are, are very fortunate, and we have freedoms to practice Dharma properly. So now take a moment and contemplate on this fact for a moment and rejoice.
나zo tene nyesewe nyawa segenji yore ni nyesewe nyawa de tene ta saja kawa kasala yore de inang khonzo da tungal shara shukshuma nyawa benna kashe tene lo chewa tongchun mangbo je nakungi ki la teko bado na sozo lu yang mi tongwa tene tungal nyang ne lagu go yore tenzo je ne chö toya na samya de ne yu kogab kyun me bare 딜라 때인데 단단 가서 저 돼야나 삼야지 과가브라바 아니 제주라고 만들라 아니 가와곰고 그래 근데 교선 가와곰로나
Next is the hell, which is called the Effemorable Health. And in this health, also beings are similar to the other three hells, experiencing tremendous sufferings. And they are always wishing to, get out of that suffering, but they can't. They are always stuck in there. And they don't have time, or they are unable to hear Dharma. Not speaking about, practicing Dharma. They don't even hear anything of Dharmas. But then compared to those beings, we are very fortunate. And so please take a moment and contemplate on this and rejoice that we are very fortunate, much more fortunate than those beings. Well, Buffy Bob. It's gone, it's gone. The internet is gone.
so ne ta dine mi go menne ni ba de ida yambare ida la ya da tungal samni me jaba mongbo yoba konzo ji tungal zo de ne tre dang ko me dunga yambaro ne yarge tu zo la dawa ya ne sawo yoba kongo de zo la nyima ya ne karzo gora changmo yoba ane sawa dang tungwa la soba dine kyune meba ane yoba yena longsu chu minyoba la soba tunga la mangbo dende kang la lo mangbo shuji nyang ne la dega ba yundu ane chue che ji kogab dang ane dine yoma re kansa mal paljira ngang cha dang jik cha dine kang la shushu me nega yore ane chue che long meba re dele tuyo yungdu danda nga rangzo ane rawang tong ne chue ji kogab yakbo yoba 안들랑 가와도 쪼네 공고 유로 소소소소라네 가와 공고래서 안되는 교수함도로는
Okay, next is the beings in the Hunger Ghost realms. Then Hunger Ghost beings are similar to the beings in the Hell realm. They have many different kinds of suffering, and among them, the worst suffering they have is the being hungry and thirsty all time. And they are always thirsty and hungry. In the summer, they are also very, very hot. They get to suffer from being very hot. Then in the winter, they also suffer from being very cold. And then, upon that, the worst suffering is being hungry. They are hungry and thirsty. They are being suffer from lack of food all the time. Even though sometimes they find food, they are not able to enjoy the food. And they are always very disturbed and always have to suffer from having fears. And then compared to those beings, we human beings are very lucky and we are very fortunate. So now please take a moment and contemplate on this fact that we are being very fortunate, more fortunate than how the Hunger Ghost beings.
라서 디네 다가 나진도 든저라 삼나다마 이나양 ene nga zo mi di chue che jo ko che la sang be bare en tuen do pa che re ne lemba da ko ba da ne mong be ran shin ene ta ga na shin do che le che sa yu dong al ene chue ko da che ba ina chue ka bu she la yo bare ene mi la sam la da ba ina ko tu be je ne ba de mi la yong yu re dine yu ne ba sang ba da so so la ta da ko ga bra ba de la ene ka wa ko mu yu re
Okay, next is the animals. And those animals, compared to us, then they are very stupid and unable to understand dharmas and these things which are good or which are bad. They are unable to distinguish between good things and bad things. Then compared to those animals, then we human beings, animals are unable to practice Dharma, understand Dharma, of course. And then compared to animals, we human beings are very fortunate and very capable. And we are able to understand Dharmas and we are able to practice Dharma properly. So now take a moment and contemplate on this fact that we are being very fortunate beings. Yeah.
So, tene de jala sering la second je bare. Sering bo la se de sukham na kenje mushi second na something shi be je ne la jere. De la de la jawa lawa da ane to jala tingen jala nyambar shong do ge re. Tene lo jawa dongjun mangbo ring la tingen jala nyambar sha. Dia tingen jala sepa da sepa ne de leje ta zo ne sepa ne de jawa chen lang do ge re. Di che je ko ga chune me bare. De dang rawa ane sume kenji mo she ga je re. Di she ja yang ane che je ko ga ne pe je me bare. Konzo tingen jin kom gu yore de che yang da ma nal ma je ga na do tu me bare. Ta de la tu na ane nga zo da da pet kurang tingen jin raw dang ane pet longma den dang ane chi den me ma nga la la te yo ma re. Ta na nga rang so so jin ne ba ba te na geje she to bu do amjo ko to bu do samlo tang to bu do sangen par ma yewa che she gu do tende je ani 내가 뭐 최제스네 시라게는 개좀바 인도 디 개좀바 나라단다 두두다 라송 나라단다 톱송 냠바네 가와 너 소소소소라 제조 이랑데네 소소소소라 가와 공부래 되네 교사는 삼로당로나
So next is the gods, the long living gods. And there are beings in the god realms, and generally, these beings in the god realms are a little more fortunate than hell realms, and then they are having better conditions of living lives. and they are also practicing some form of the contemplations, and four different types of the contemplations or the meditations. However, they are still not the most fortunate beings, even though they are being able to contemplate. And right after that contemplating, then they, the kind of takes another life in another realms, and they do not get to practice the genuine dharmas, which is the failings, undeceiving dharma. They don't get to practice this, so therefore they are still not having the perfect conditions, not the most fortunate beings. And compared to those beings, we human beings having the better conditions, we are able to understand each others, we are able to speak to each others, we are able to distinguish good things from bad. And so in that way, in a way, we have better conditions of understanding Dharma first, and then practicing Dharma in a proper ways. So now take a moment and contemplate on this fact.
So that dinzo che mi mayin bala ane chue che bara ane mi khomba dinzo re de che la mi ina yang ane chue che bara mi khomba yang nagashi yure ta dinane chik de lalo se yure nan lalo se du ane konjo sumda
So
ane yang tabi
these
tawa na
are the
ane
beings,
tongni nyingja la
non-human
somba dinzo
beings, who do
ane
not have
kelenchi
the
minu
freedoms
dinzo la
to
yeje ke
practice
minu
Dharma.
chidang chu keche shikire ina yang nilu yang daba de la yeje chege yo mare tende jane gangsa de ane kaza go tarpa nang tamche jime
And
goban tobe
however,
me barwa tende
there are
tanda
four
ngarang
types of human
tende kang la
beings,
machin
even
che
though they are
konjo
human
sum la
beings,
ya yeje
but
yu
they still do
ane
not
le gyunje
find
da
the
yang dabe
freedoms to
tawa la ya
practice
yeje
Dharma
yu
properly.
tende kogoba sangpa rawa de la ane kawa kumu yure tende kyogza na samlo naro na
among those four human beings, the first one is of beings, the humans who are fools, lalo in Tibetans, and those beings, even though those human beings, even though they are perfect human beings, but they do not believe in the three jewels, and they do not practice the right views. They do not accept the concept of the emptiness. They do not practice compassions, and of course, then they do not uh, uh, practice or accept the right view, and for them, their liberations and their omniscience is not tenable. They do not attain these things, such as liberations and omniscience. And compared to these humans, then we, those who have better and who have, you know, faith in three uh, there's three jewels and the right view, so forth, are able to then obtain the liberations and the omniscience. We believe in the cosmic karma and the cosmologies, and we are able to attain liberations and omniscience. So now take a moment and contemplate on this fact of we being very fortunate, those who having the faith in the three jewels and the right views and the emptiness, so forth.
so tie chala ani loda chen se gyure loda se de ani chö second kyune kelen ji yo mare ne chö se de da sem chö be je tap nam de la ne chö se gro wa tende je yo ba kelen me ja ba ani te sam no ma se unjo sum da sen ga je da le kyun de ani nga zo kewa cha ba la de ne dewa to bu yo ba tung teba cha ba la de ne 저 동알 중국에 봐다 된소 큐네 캔레 미제간들라 로다 젠 쓰기래 네 단다 소소라다나 텐레야 많이 봐 어느 건조숨다 레준데다 생가지 되는 상말라 예제 유배는 고갑라고 받들라야 소소소소 가고 뭐요래 되는 쪽사는 삼로바로는
Okay, next type of the human being is the one who holds wrong views and those who do not accept Dharma. And then they are, and generally, the Dharma is a method to train our mind. However, these beings, human beings, do not believe in this method or the path, and they do not believe in the three jewels, and as well as do not accept the previous life and the next life, the successions of lives, they do not accept. They do not believe in the cause and the karma causalities, and and then they do not believe that good causes generate good result, and bad causes, bad actions generate bad karmas. They do not believe in such things. But then compared to those beings, we who have faith in Dharma, who accept Dharma, then we are very fortunate. We accept Dharma, we practice Dharma, we uh, take refuge in three jewels, and we believe in the karma causalities. And in that way, we are very, very fortunate. And so now take a moment and contemplate on this fact of we being very fortunate.
나서 다 대제라 산제지 동바 세그래 아니 갑카셰수 아니 대신 샤바 산제 넘바 마준 받는 용거래 아니 산제 마중소나 아니 쳐야 송고 말에 아니 냠는 제야라고 말와 단당하랑조 아니 산제 좀 된데 시작해도 봐준 쳐송 네 때문에 대바 인도 안데라야 소소는 가오고 뭐 요래 아니 교사 노선도 나오나
Okay, next is the beings who has the human beings who has not met the Buddha, and sometimes there is a time where there's no Tathagata, the Buddhas. However, we are at a time where Buddha appeared and taught a profound Dharma. So now take a moment and contemplate on this and rejoice about the fact that we are very fortunate that Buddha already appeared for Dharma.
대제라 아니 꼭바 세그래 아니 꼭바라 nga 꼭바나 이 꼭바 니 유빈나네 단다조 이 꼭바들라 셰고도 이 꼭바세도 다 상엔 랑도 가야 곰비속은들라라고 요래 미이나야 다 상엔 랑도 가야 곰비속바이나 아니 죄제 곰고 말을라 죄시나야 고금 말에 왜 가야 하고 말와 단다 소소 상엔 랑도도 현 두고요 뭐 하고 요바들라양 소소소랑 가와곰 딜라데는 죄제 두고도 와 아니 소소소소 제조이랑 공부 요래 되네 교 삼나다노나
Okay, next human or the person is the person who is stupid. Yeah, stupid could be in two different ways. Stupid or in another way, mute of speech, and then be mute of mind, mentally mute, which means mentally stupid. So, in this context, it refers more to the second, the mentally stupid one. And those persons are unable to uh, discriminate the good things from bad. They do not know what is good things and what is bad. They do not have the capacity to adopt the good things and avoid the bad things, negative things. And even though they are taught Dharma, they are unable to understand the meaning of Dharmas. Then compared to those, people, we who are not stupid, who are not mentally mute, then very fortunate. We are able to discriminate good things from bad and able to adopt the virtuous actions and avoid non-virtuous actions. And we are able to understand Dharma properly. So now take a moment and contemplate on this fact.
마소 단내지는 닌레 신도 니 양자는 삼노당로나 니 덴제기 삼되는 마칼에 소로나 냠도 제야 로바 쳔베 겔고로도 대제상 주변 개와 뒤숨 사변 개조 군동 밤에 장조
Practice this in this way every day, bit by bit.
소남데 다예로와 제나상에 버제 군시 렘니에 람제 드바 다르제 베마 잘병고 반유로도 베조
Read with me where we left earlier.
최종 소매 버제 군살 초등어조 드베다제조 오마옴 바즈랑고르 베마제데오 미제데레젬 예제네 와살뇨 메가예 다멘 송조와 베조다랑오나 랑신주 베신주 베마 주니온 섬자세른데레로 냠나콘 베샤멘 강제물 레바제 베바우 자게소 주제로 데도제로 가란줄 대위도 메고보다에 닌제들의 자난배모다 고소모고드 제메도 제자 강도론주 전조 제라소 고다 전당고에 남로 달레베 뉴드론자와 쳔벤dun산들 다신 가냠 예제 자조 세데베 마다도 제와라조 Deyare zenam jesel Tenen ko na yeje jazu Tsoje la men go ba nyurdon Raje de nye lunje dubarajo De me je da yerme be manju Ranan ta be zando bareje Nare yerme manju nyume Dune nam da jendo jevarajo Kangdo jewe jewa dam jendo Dore yun Tunden tobarajo Jema dado jedan jegurun Zulshin zhube rawan yubarajo Shudo nene nyingbo dundrum Sedre sebe jazo galvarajo Seba dambe charab tenje je Sheben drubla kyungal mebra Labjen shendun chore meba Tamje chamje sanje do barajo Lazo ane toje she ane sangpo kuzo doja na ane tunda jema jayong
Thank you all, and see you next time, next week. Please take care.